What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father, Amazon Kindle Create Space. A way to fix the black communities. Incorporation. I'm going to use the school district as an example. You incorporate your neighborhood. This is how you have these independent school districts. You can be living in a county, parish, whatever, and the county can pretty much cover the whole city. But so everybody's tax money is pulled in, and is you know reinvested in the communities in that city by the value of the property. But some areas get more of that money than other areas, and sometimes they say it's because they pay higher taxes, which is true. And also that goes along with that is they take other people's tax money and fund other places more and fund other places less. And we talk about, education is a way out of poverty. Well, they defund the schools in these poor black neighborhoods, right? So here's the thing. Just like these suburbs in these counties and these cities, you find that they're incorporated, which means they made their little space a business. They kept their tax money in-house. So they're not sharing with everybody. So they're reinvesting in their community with their own tax money. So when the school gets bigger, it's because they kept their money in-house. They ain't worried about your school. Sometimes they might even take from your school too, but they use their money in-house, and they repave the road. They build a new school. They renovate the school. They invest in businesses and have these strip centers and these malls and all these things. And you're like, man, why is this area growing and this area not growing? It's because of that. Incorporation is part of gentrification. This is why when they gentrify certain neighborhoods, you're like, man, these white folks moving in and they building stuff left and right. Well, that's the same money that's some of the money that is your tax money that was put aside to not invest and reinvest in your community to make it look like that, in the case that people want to come back and gentrify it. So when you see the neighborhood changing overnight, and you just thinking people got money, no, that's probably your money or your family's money for the last 20, 30 years. And because of lack of political awareness of voting or putting people in office, or putting people in your neighborhood who know how you operate, who need your needs in office, you get screwed out of that. Because the person that's on your city council or for your area in your district may live in the other district that is benefiting off of your money. So they can literally be in your county, in your independent school district, taking money out of your independent school district and funneling it into theirs where they live at. But you were not paying attention to that. So to incorporate your own area, you make it your responsibility as a community, as the people. You put the power back into your hands. That's why you see these certain areas, they're affluent because they kept reinvesting, because the property value may have been low. This is how it will go. Your property value is low. You incorporate yourselves. You use your tax money to make the school better. You use your tax money to clean up the streets. Your value rises. The taxes rise. You use that tax money to bring businesses to the area. People come and do business in your area. The schools look better in your area. The area looks better. Now you start having an economy moving in your area. You use some of that money because everybody has the police force, but in some of these affluent areas, not even affluent, just suburban areas, who's decided to incorporate themselves, they have their own security force. So the cops don't necessarily have to patrol every neighborhood. They can get called by the other security who's already patrolling the neighborhood to keep crime at a minimum. because you can invest in a security company, which further kind of cleans up the community and keeps it at least looking better. Because there's still crime in these suburban areas. They just cover it up better. They have a better veneer. But because of all of that, they constantly reinvesting in the community using their tax money, and then the property value rises and rises because people come to do business. They come to do business. They say, "Oh, this is a nice neighborhood. This neighborhood is growing. It's booming. Wow. Oh, these are nice schools. Wow. You know what? I think I can move my family here. Wow." And then then people they build these homes, and the homes grow value. The older homes grow value. The taxes go up, and the cycle keeps continuing and continuing and continuing because they incorporated their area. That's why you can live in a city and they have these offshoots of the city. It's the same county, but you have these little offshoots of the city in the school district, and this could be it could be called a city school district or a county school districts. And these other places that are in the city or in the county have a separate name, and their neighborhoods look better than some of the city neighborhoods because they're keeping their money in house. And even that's why some of the city neighborhoods look better because they're taking other people's money and invested in other communities. It's not being split evenly and equally, and people are working with what they actually have to build on. They're not playing fair like that. So a way to combat that is to incorporate your own neighborhood. That's part of the charter school thing, where you have your charter school. Your school teaches what it wants to teach. It takes on students from wherever, because when you bring students from when you can take all comers, you in essence also take on their families. And depending on the area, if you're doing it right with your school system and the area looks good, they can be across town and decide to move to your town, thus adding people to that district. And if they're good people, and they have good jobs, adding to the GDP of that economy. So when you do stuff like that, you actually can build and build and build and build and build. See, people forget when they talk about Black Wall Street, that's what that was in a sense, because they had their own section of town. It wasn't just self-sufficient. They used their money to reinvest in building the community. That's why they had the grocery stores and the school district and the busing system, because they were able to use the circulation of their funds and their taxes to keep building and reinvesting. And it takes some of the pressure off, quote unquote, the government, but it puts the onus and the pressure into the people's hands in that neighborhood, because when you incorporate yourself, you should be in the offices, that because it's still like a political office. Don't get it. It's like a city council, So you are responsible for your community's progression, and and that truly makes it a community. So, like I said, there's a solution, a way to help fix Black communities. But you got to start from the bottom to the top. You can't just say you're going to incorporate yourself and you're going to want things in some suburban area that's been doing that for 20, 30 years. No, you got to start where you at and work from there. Peace.